Tando. Today I want to talk about the worst heartbreak of my life, and the universe is trying me. If it's not the neighbor's dog, it's been relentless this morning. There's a church near me, so people are worshiping, and also I've got the common cold. It's just a common cold. So I sound a bit nasally or just sound different, so please bear with me through this video because it is happening today, right now. I have been trying to do this video since 2019 when the worst heartbreak of my life happened. Whatever's trying to go against this video coming out, it's gonna have to chill. We're going to just soldier through it, so please bear with me. As I've said, I've been wanting to do this video for a very long time, but I think at the time when it was burning in me and was happening to me, it was just too fresh. I hadn't healed yet, and so I think it's best that I do it now. And also what reignited my want to tell this story was me bumping into a TikTok friendship coach. Yes, that is a thing. Her name is Danielle Bayard Jackson. Check her out on TikTok or on YouTube. I know she has a channel on YouTube. I'll link all her things in the description below. And for this whole video, I'm going to be using the video that she shared on TikTok as a guideline, and I'm going to use myself as a case study to just, explain and elaborate a little further on what she's talking about. She did this video in 59 seconds. I'm going to take long because I'm expanding. In her video, she outlines 4 main reasons why female friendships could possibly be the worst breakup that you'll ever go through in your life as a female, I suppose. All right, let's get into this video. Reasons why female friendship breakups could possibly be worse than romantic breakups. Reason number 1, female friendship breakups could possibly be the worst over a romantic breakup is that subconsciously we kind of prepare for a romantic breakup to happen. And also there's hella tools out there for you to use if you find yourself going through a romantic breakup. Friendship breakups, on the other hand, with mantras such as BFFs forever, we almost never expect our female friendships, especially long ones, to ever come to an end. It's till death, best friends forever. So when the friendship breakup does happen, we are completely blindsided, and it makes it really hard to reconcile your expectation of the friendship to last forever with the reality that it's gone. So my friendship breakup happened in 2019, and it also happened at around the same time as my most recent former romantic relationship. Just even talking about this and thinking about it right now, the chest pains, my goodness, to have to go through those 2 things at the same time. Wow. So this friendship dates back to like my first year of university. I was 15 at the time, like barely 3 years into puberty. And I platonically fell in love with this amazing girl who also loved me back. For just me. Like, she didn't want anything from me, she just liked me. For the purposes of this video, I'll just call her Uzama. Yeah, that's okay. So Zama had heard, I think I had told her, I don't know, overheard me speaking to somebody else in class that I didn't have a place to stay and I was looking for a place to stay, and the places that I was finding that were close enough to school and I didn't have to spend lots of money on transport were too expensive, and my mom just couldn't afford it. And she was like, hey, I've got an extra room at my place, I'll speak to my parents and you can move in. And I was like, what? And she was like, you need a place to stay, don't you? And I was like, yeah, but what? She was like, don't worry about it, pack your bags and come live with me. I was like, oh my goodness, you love me, don't you? I mean, that's not how the conversation went, but basically that's what I felt. And thus a beautiful sisterhood began. I completely attached myself to her. I saw myself at like 79 years old, still doing life with her around, which is bizarre for me because I'd never thought of a romantic relationship in that way. Like, I've never seen a future of myself with a romantic partner forever, doing life together until death. But with her, I was like, that's my person, and we're going to go to the grave still together as friends. And another thing that was a sucker punch for me is that I'm used to friendships fizzling out when you outgrow each other or you move to another city or another country. But it's never a distinct decision you make that I don't want this to continue in my life. It's more, we just organically grew apart and it's not a painful breakup. Over and above that, I have never broken up with anyone in my life. None of my romantic breakups have been from me. So for me to have to be the one that severs the friendship was quadruple times even harder. My heart just couldn't compute that a relationship that I thought was going to last me a lifetime has to come to an end, but also I have to be the one that brings this friendship to a halt. What? Yeah, so for me, definitely the element of surprise and shock that this is even possible in friendships was definitely one of the hardest things to have to deal with, and why it was probably worse than any other breakup that I've ever gone through. The second reason Danielle outlines why female friendships just suck a punch is that we tend to form our identities in our female friendships. So if with her I feel seen, I feel confident, funny, smart, interesting, when that relationship ends, it's a huge blow to our self-esteem. I met Uzama a mere 3 years into my adolescence, all the way to my 30s. So of course, a large part of my identity is absolutely intertwined with her existence in my life. Some of my most favorite things about being a human on this planet, and there's not a lot, are attached to having done life with her for a decade and a half. Things like my love for gospel music, live music, sonic art, the finer things in life, my humor, my Zulu pride, all of those things are very much interwoven and were solidified by experiencing life together with her. So when I had to reckon with the idea of her no longer being an active member in my life, whoa, traumatized. So yeah, definitely having my developmental years be interwoven with hers, when that's gone, it's like someone took a piece of you. The third reason why female friendship breakups are the worst is because we tend to share a lot with our female friends. For a decade and a half, imagine the stuff that has been shared amongst us. And when they leave, we feel exposed, and that can breed ground for anger, resentment, and just like anxiety. And you want to tell other people about our things, about my things. This one for me wasn't actually as hard, just because the things that I shared with her, I probably shared with my other friends, and any kind of gossip that we might have shared. Usually for me, it's things that I would share with the person I'm gossiping about anyway. And if I hadn't told that person, maybe I was just chicken to tell them. And if she went and told them, then she's actually doing me a favor. So I didn't feel like, oh my God, there are secrets that the world's going to know now. I didn't care. I never had that kind of anxiety. However, I did feel exposed in other ways. When you've been friends with somebody for a long time, you tend to get so close that either your other friendships or your family starts to merge. Like she has my sister's number, she has my mom's number, I have her mom's number, I have her cousin's number, and we talk on WhatsApp about things that have nothing to do with her. So I felt exposed in that way that, oh my goodness, when you leave, does that mean I'm going to also lose all these other people that were part of my life, whether in a small way or in a big way? That was hard for me. And also just the thought of like, everyone is seeing you with this person for such a long time, and suddenly they're gone from your life. People are going to ask questions. That's how I felt exposed, not the possible sharing of things that we've shared in confidence to each other, to other people. I don't care much about that. I really try to live my life and not worry about what people think of me, because that's just a losing battle. The fourth reason why I'm going through a breakup with your bestie is that our besties tend to be our confidants. They're the person that we go to when we're sad, when we're happy, when we achieved something, all of those things. And suddenly the reason why you're sad and you need to speak and cry and go through a breakup is because of them. Then who am I supposed to go to talk about this heartbreaking thing that I'm going through? Because she's gone. She's not that person for me anymore. So for me, I actually didn't struggle with having support in that way. because I had like at least 5 other friends that I could go to and talk about it and cry on their shoulder about it. So I did have support in that way. What I struggled with was being vulnerable to my other friends when talking about this breakup and expressing how badly it actually affected me. And not only that, I was also going through a romantic breakup at the same time. So to them, they felt like they needed to be there for me for mostly the romantic breakup, because I don't know, I think people, society, we all assume that that's where the most heartbreak is going to come from. And so, first of all, not recognizing that I was in pieces because of this thing, and having to compare the pain, which I'm doing now, but at the time having to compare the pain and being like, yeah, I've got other friends, and yeah, I'll find another lover. But really the truth is, I'll never find another Zama, ever. What am I going to do? Go back 15 years and start all over again, develop with another person? That's not a thing. That's not how life works. She's gone forever, and it's torn me to pieces, and I'm struggling to believe that it feels worse than the romantic breakup because of obviously all the other reasons that I've outlined in this video. And please don't get me wrong, this is not to say that I didn't feel pain or it wasn't hard to deal with the romantic breakup. It's just that I didn't have the tools to deal with the friendship breakup. Whereas the romantic breakup, I've been ready since my first joinings. So I knew exactly what to do. I knew exactly how long it was going to last. I knew the things that I was going to have to deal with that are attached to the breakup and the previous relationship. I was ready. I mean, it definitely sucked. It still hurt. But that other thing was definitely just uncharted territory. And not knowing how to handle it also added to the blow. This woman can never exist in my life the same way that she has in the past ever again, and everyone is acting like it's normal, like it's nothing, including myself. And it took a while for me to actually recognize it as that and acknowledge that, yo, this is rough, I wouldn't wish it on anyone else, and then start to actually heal from it and deal with it. I realize I haven't told you why the friendship came to an end. And it's actually something that I still wonder till today. If someone asked her, Uguti, what happened there? Why are you guys no longer friends? Uguti, what her take would be. Because mine is a simple one. We met when we were teenagers and we grew up, but we continued to use the same trash, pubescent communication skills to solve conflict as adults. Also, I use solve conflict very loosely. A perfect example of this bad communication is that we would have like a tiff, misunderstanding, and then we won't speak to each other for like 3-4 months, and then we'll obviously miss each other, and then she'll call and say, hey, Zoe Mudicha is performing. This is an example, it's not a conversation that happened. Be like, hey, Zoe Mudicha is performing on Saturday, I have tickets. She always had tickets to everything. Oh, I miss that. Do you want to come? Yeah, sure. I've been meaning to see Zoe. Is it a fancy event? Am I supposed to wear something fancy because I don't have anything fancy? It's fine. I've got that nice blazer that will fit you. So do you want to come here or should I pick you up? Please pick me up and bring the blazer. Okay, cool. See you at 5. Then we see each other at 5. We pretend like nothing ever happened. Swept under the carpet. Never to be spoken of ever again. And that happened for 15 years. Of course it ended in tears. Yeah, if we had better communication, like my last straw would have never been my last straw. In fact, my last straw would have never happened at all, because we would have set boundaries, we would have talked out things and made sure that we don't breed a ground for all this toxic, awful behavior to continue and fester in our friendship. But instead, here I am talking to strangers on YouTube about it because Zama and I's relationship had zero vulnerability. We just never know how to be vulnerable around each other. And that is, again, another recipe for disaster. So I hope you do better in your female friendships. Treat them with as much respect and value and love and care as you do your romantic relationships. Friendships to me are invaluable. And if you've ever had to deal with a female friendship breakup, I am so sorry. I know exactly how it feels. It's awful, but you'll survive. You'll make it through, and you'll make new friends and use the lessons you've learned from all the things that you failed to do in the previous friendships in the new friendship. Learn from your past mistakes. Yes. In the comment section, please validate me. Tell me your friendship breakup stories. What happened? Was it beyond repairs? Was the betrayal too much? Did you make up? I want to hear all of it. And I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully feeling better. Yeah.